Jake Paul versus Tank Davis. They just announced the fight. What's your instant reaction to that?
I don't know what's going to happen with a 135-pounder going up against a 200-pounder. I think it's not a real fight. Jake just too big. Tank ain't gonna be able to get in from that jab. Jake land one good punch on Tank, it's over with.
You think he had a chance to win?
But what makes you say that? You know, I mean,
He need the money. I'm telling you.
Does he have a chance to win though?
When entertainment and real boxing collide, things can get wild. And that's exactly what happened when Terrence Crawford unexpectedly showed up at the Jake Paul versus Gervonta Tank Davis press conference. No one saw it coming. The crowd froze for a second, not sure what was about to happen. Then Crawford grabbed the mic and dropped a warning that left everyone stunned. But what really made this moment explode wasn't just the words he said, it was who said them. Because if you've been keeping up with the boxing world, you already know there's been some serious tension brewing between Tank and Crawford. These two aren't on friendly terms, and what happened that day might have just taken their rivalry to a whole new level.
The ring, how much you think you'll weigh?
When I walk in the ring?
Yeah.
With or without the ankle monitor on? I probably... That's corny. That's super corny. I don't know how much I'll weigh.
And the handcuffs too.
Huh? What are you talking about, fam?
How do you win this fight?
That outfit trash. For real. That outfit is garbage. And that hairstyle. Anybody that ever rocked a mohawk is a clown. We all know this. Anybody rocked a mohawk. Name
You
them.
want to see clowns? You want to see clowns? Gervonta, you're the clown, buddy. You're the clown, Gervonta. Any man who puts his hands on a woman is the clown.
Now, since we on this, if I put my hands on females or anything like that, right? If I put my hands on
Talk about
females or
fucking
anything
clown.
like that, you know how many female, like, come on. It will be mad. You see how when I don't even want to bring up nobody thing, what's the name about that, but P. Diddy. When things got like that, no, listen, when one female did a charge, it was mad females coming out, right? So if I hit a female, right, wouldn't it be mad other females? Like I ain't been just with one female. Like I'm 30 years old. Like let's be real. I've been with more than one female. Wouldn't mad females come out and say something about me hitting them? No.
Crawford started off calm, saying he was genuinely excited for the fight, just like everyone else waiting to see Shakur Stevenson back in action. But then he flipped the energy in the room with one unexpected statement. Instead of calling out Gervonta Tank Davis, Crawford warned him. He said Tank was walking straight into danger by taking on Jake Paul. And when that kind of warning comes from Terrence Crawford, one of the most skilled, technical fighters of this generation, you pay attention. This is a man who's conquered multiple weight classes and faced every style imaginable. If he's concerned, there's a reason. See, Jake Paul may not have Tank's boxing pedigree, but physically, he's built like a tank himself. He's a natural cruiserweight, walking around at about 190 to 200 pounds. Tank, on the other hand, is a lightweight who barely touches 135 pounds on fight night. That's nearly a 60-pound difference. And in boxing, that kind of gap can be the difference between landing a knockout punch or getting flattened by one.
He should beat Jake Paul, shouldn't he?
No, he shouldn't.
You don't think? Sorry. So, I thought we were all unanimous here. You think that
shouldn't.
You think Jake Paul beats Gervonta Davis?
70 pounds is 70 pounds.
Gervonta Davis is very small. 5'5".
He's tiny, bro.
That's
what
we
I'm
got
saying.
Jake Paul
He's a little
6'1".
man.
If Jake Paul's tucking up
Move on.
and absorbing punishment for walking forward, then look, there's a weight advantage.
Let's be honest, putting Tank Davis against Jake Paul is like throwing a human in the ring with a bear. That's not an insult, it's just facts. Casual fans see this matchup and think, oh, it's a pro boxer versus a YouTuber. Tank's gonna destroy him. But that's not how it works, bro. This isn't just about skill or experience. It's about size, power, and physics. Jake Paul isn't just some internet guy pretending to box anymore. He's built like a real fighter. Bigger, stronger, and naturally heavier. Tank, for all his speed, experience, and knockout ability, is walking into a fight against someone who outweighs him by almost 60 pounds. That's not a fair fight. That's a dangerous situation. One clean shot from a guy that size can change everything, no matter how good you are.
Well, you're a boxing fan?
Totally.
Okay. Tank Davis and Jake Paul in November. According to betonline.ag, Jake Paul's the underdog at plus 139. Gervonta Davis is the favorite at minus 180. So he's the favorite almost 2-1.
Right.
What do you think will happen in this ring?
I don't know, but Tank should beat him. Tank should beat him, but Tank is smaller. And usually in boxing, you take the bigger man, but then again, Terrence Crawford killed that when he beat Canelo.
They're the same weight.
Yeah, they were
at the time. Well, no, maybe a little bit different after they rehydrated, but they weighed in at the same weight. There's a 30-pound difference between Gervonta and Jake Paul. Jake Paul had to lose like 30 pounds to get down to like 195. And Gervonta, I think, was like 160.
Gervonta all the way up to 160?
Oh, well, hold on. Gervonta.
160?
Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Hold on. No. 133.8.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes, he 133.
It's a 60-pound weight difference.
Yes.
60 pounds.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah, but ain't extra weight on that chin.
That chin is all bone.
That chin ain't all bone. There ain't no meat on that chin.
No meat on that chin.
Ain't no
That's
meat
true.
on that chin. You know, big dudes get knocked out real quick. I done had a few.
Yeah?
Ain't no chin. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You just can't, first of all, you can't let them hit you. That's first of all. And once they swing, they motivate them come, and then you catch them. And if you could turn it right there and catch them right there, they fall real hard.
You got to get in close, though.
Because they've never been, I don't know about Jake, but big dudes never fight. Usually they intimidate, and then they can't last long. Their stamina is 30 seconds a minute.
Well, yeah, I mean, Jake's lost before to Tommy Fury.
Okay.
But he's never fought a world-class boxer before. In his prime, championship level, like a Gervonta, but there's a 60-pound weight difference. I think Gervonta will win too, but I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of like a clown show at this point. You know, it's like a circus. It's like, let's put a bear with a human and see what happens. How much? Give someone a stick. Like Thunderdome or something.
Yeah, they're making a mockery of it. That's true for its true purist.
No, it's not real boxing anymore. These are all exhibition matches.
Right.
It's not affecting anyone's records.
Right.
At that size and strength difference, one clean punch can change everything. A single mistake from Tank could flip the entire fight upside down in seconds. That's the danger Crawford was warning about, and he's not the only one who sees it. Every experienced fighter knows this matchup doesn't add up. The risks are way higher than the rewards. Tank's skills are elite, no doubt, but stepping into the ring with a guy nearly 60 pounds heavier is like playing with fire. It only takes one heavy shot from someone Jake Paul's size to end the night early. That's why Crawford and other pros are shaking their heads. This fight just doesn't make sense from a boxing standpoint. It's entertainment over logic, and that's a dangerous mix in this sport.
Bro, that's a fucking disgrace of a fight. Yeah. You know it. Just like Mike Tyson, low-key was a disgrace, but we accepted it, but he was 60 years old. I mean, the casuals don't see the weight difference. They see Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis. And if Gervonta Davis doesn't fuck up Jake Paul, they're going to think Jake Paul is some pound-for-pound champion type of fighter. Gervonta Davis, he's actually really small. Like, when I fought him, he's small. So I just think it's a very unfair fight.
But here's where things get even more interesting. The history between these two fighters. Not long ago, Terrence Crawford and Gervonta Tank Davis were locked in their own heated rivalry. It all kicked off when Tank boldly claimed he could move up in weight and take down Crawford, even calling himself the one who'd finally dethrone the champ. At the time, most people thought it was just talk, a wild claim to grab headlines. Crawford didn't take it seriously either. He laughed it off, saying Tank was way too small to ever challenge him. He'd never move up to my weight and fight someone like me, Crawford said confidently. It seemed like just another bit of fight banter until now. Because the moment Crawford stepped into that press conference, it felt like all that old tension came rushing back. The rivalry that fans thought was over suddenly had new life, And maybe, just maybe, Crawford's warning wasn't only about Jake Paul.
It's kind of weird because Jake Paul is extremely bigger than Tank. And I mean, but with it being exhibition, it makes sense. It's fine. He got a big name that he's going to be fighting. But I mean, it really makes no sense because he's going to be weighing over 200 and some pounds. Tank's going to probably be weighing maybe at the most 147, 150. So I don't even understand why the fight is happening.
But then things really started to heat up. Rumors began circulating about a possible Crawford versus Tank fight, and the internet exploded. Fans jumped on the idea, debating who'd come out on top, the pound-for-pound king or the knockout artist from the lighter divisions. Tank wasted no time stirring the pot. He started firing shots on social media, taking digs at Crawford's record and downplaying his accomplishments. He made it seem like Crawford's dominance was overrated, like he'd been fighting easy opponents. That's when things went from playful to personal. What started as online talk suddenly felt like a real rivalry in the making, and both fan bases were ready for war.
Tank gave a little prediction on the fight, talked about Errol has a metal shield and you have a glass shield, talked about the punch resistance. What do you think of Tank's assessment? Could he get it in the future? I mean, you came up from 35, right?
You fight no real guys at 47.
Everyone's talking about Errol fighting the winner of Canelo and Jamel. Could you ever do that? Is that too much weight? What, 168? Yeah.
So you got Canelo winning then, right? Then definitely.
If he fighting at 168, definitely.
And then came the moment that took things way too far. Tank crossed a line when he started making comments about Crawford's family. That's when everything changed. What had been just a war of words between two fighters suddenly became deeply personal. Crawford isn't the type to play around when it comes to family, and that one move lit a fire under him. From that point on, it wasn't about clout, headlines, or even hype. It was about respect. Everyone watching knew the rivalry had gone beyond boxing, and whatever came next was going to carry real emotion inside the ring.
Gervonta Davis speaking about you. Is that ever a possible fight?
Yeah, if he want to dare to be great, he can be like all the other fighters that moving up 2 weight classes and, daring to be great.
You would fight him,
man. Tell him to come up there.
He got to come to win 54.
He said I got a glass chin, so tell him to come and touch it.
Wow, man. Gervonta said you got a glass.
He said I got a glass chin. Tell him to come and touch it.
At 147?
At 147. I'll make 147 for him.
Ooh, see, oh, man.
You're going to have a pre-count.
Then what the people going to say? Oh, he's beating up on little guys.
I don't know.
Crawford, normally the picture of calm in the ring and out, was clearly angry this time. You could see it in the way he carried himself. This wasn't just talk anymore. It had become personal. Then Floyd Mayweather stepped into the mix, and things got even more complicated. Floyd, who had once been Tank's mentor and promoter, surprisingly chose to side with Terrence Crawford. That move shocked fans everywhere because Floyd has always been closely tied to Tank. Suddenly, this rivalry wasn't just about two fighters anymore. It involved alliances, loyalties, and egos, making the whole situation even more intense and unpredictable.
There was some kind of crazy trash talk with Gervonta and Terrence Crawford recently. And one of the things that I've always kind of noticed is most of the time, one of the things that's kind of off limits is families. Like you usually don't.
Yes.
I know
where you're going with this.
Yeah. And so I wanted to kind of understand what your thoughts was about like some of those comments that was made. I think it was about Terrence's wife. What, like, in your mind, where, because obviously, like, you've been in this sport.
I think Terrence Crawford right now in the sport of boxing is the pound for pound best fighter in the sport of boxing right now. it's good to see him in his position, in the position that he's in. I think he has a beautiful family. I think he has a beautiful wife, a beautiful queen, a black queen. And there's nothing better than a black woman in this world. That's just my opinion.
Floyd made it clear that Tank had crossed a line, saying family should always be off limits. That hit Tank hard. His bond with Floyd had already been deteriorating, and this just poured gasoline on the fire. So when Crawford showed up after all that tension and didn't mock or provoke Tank, but instead issued a serious warning, it left the entire boxing world scratching their heads. No one expected respect to come from a rivalry that had been so heated. It was a moment that flipped the narrative, from trash talk and personal attacks to a warning that demanded attention, making everyone realize there was more at stake than just pride.
Tank would never even think about to come up to 154.
What about 47 though?
Yes, if he get to pick his opponent. But Tank would never come from 35 to 54.
Y'all got into it on social media around that time. Is that just you being competitive, like when that happens? Or is it like...
I just really don't like that dude.
Why though?
Cause I just don't like him. Like, I really don't like him. That's like,
just not your cup of tea. That's just not your...
I don't like nothing about him. I just feel like, he just one of these little arrogant little dudes that's using what he got to shield him. He got a lot of security guards around him, and he's in the limelight and stuff like that. But in certain situations, he wouldn't be acting like that.
Do you like him as a fighter though?
Yeah, he's a damn good fighter.
Yeah.
But like his core personality and his ways.
A psychological jab that can do serious damage to a fighter's focus, and Crawford knows exactly how to use it. He's not just talented in the ring. He's strategic, calm, and dangerous in every aspect of the sport. By stepping up and publicly warning Tank, Crawford might be setting the stage before the fight even starts. It's a move that shakes confidence, plants doubt, and forces his opponent to think twice. This isn't just about throwing punches. It's about controlling the narrative, getting inside Tank's head, and gaining a mental edge long before the first bell rings.